Hi all, myself Swati Chaudhary, Senior Research Fellow from Department of Ionospheric Sciences, Indian Center for Space Physics, Kolkata. I am working under the supervision of Dr. Sudipto Shashmal and Professor Sandeep Kumar Chakraborty. And I am going to deliver my today's talk on study of ionospheric magnetospheric coupling during terrestrial events as observed from energetic particle burst. Here is the outlines of my today's talks: introduction, motivation, lightning and lightning-induced precipitation events, space-based observation of lightning-induced effect, methodology, result, ongoing and future works, and some references. Before going to the main mechanism, I want to give a brief description about the magnetosphere and the ionosphere, the region of the Earth atmosphere where the motion of the charged particle are controlled by the Earth magnetic field, and there is no any exact boundary, and it is a smooth continuation of the ionosphere. It ends up to magnetopause where it meets and interacts with the solar wind particle. Eventually, solar wind and the magnetic fields are the reason behind the shape and the physical properties of the magnetosphere. Solar wind pushes the magnetic field away from the sun, which makes this comet-like structure, and the second one is the 3D diagram or the Earth radiation belt. In 1958, where James Van Allen first discovered the Earth radiation belt, and according to his name, it is known as the Van Allen radiation belt. It is the region where the charged particles are coming from the solar wind get captured and held around the Earth. Preliminary source of this energetic ions is decay of neutron feed into the collision between cosmic ray particle with the nuclei in the upper atmosphere. And there are other origin like solar origin energetic particles that are coming from the cosmic ray directly trapped into the radiation belt. Energetic particles are mainly confined in the inner region of the magnetosphere. L is equal to 2 to 3 earth radii. L is the cell parameter which denotes the set of magnetic field lines which crosses the earth magnetic equator at a number of earth radii equal to L. The energetic electron divide themselves into two distinct regions: inner region 0.2 to 2 earth radii and the outer region from 3 to 9 earth radii. Between inner and the outer belt, there is another region called the slot region where the lifetime of the energetic electrons are very less due to some particular type of particle interaction. The outer belt is mostly composed of the electron with energy less than 5 MeV, and the flux of the energetic electron drops very quickly with energy. The energetic protons are lie mainly in the inner belt. The more massive proton are can reach higher energies as compared to the electron. The penetrating nature of the electron can be threat to the human activities in space, though it have very low energy. There are other three motions: the cyclotron motion, bounce motion, and the drift motion. The motion of the charged particle in the uniform magnetic field is called the gyration, where the plane is perpendicular to the magnetic field and the magnetic moment is invariant. When the plane is parallel to the magnetic field, here J is conserved, then J is the parallel momentum integrated over one bounce period. And when an external force is perpendicular to the magnetic field, then the guiding center of the particle are drifted across the magnetic field lines. Here, phi is the magnetic flux is integrated over the one drift period. Pitch angle is the angle between the particle velocity vector with the magnetic field, and it is denoted by alpha. When alpha is about 90°, then the particle motion reflects back and in the opposite direction to the same magnetic field line. The point at which it reflects back, it is called the mirror point. A set of pitch angle will form a loss cone, and the particles which are outside of the loss cone is continuously trapped, and inside the loss cone is precipitated into the atmosphere where it makes collision between atmospheric particle. It will happen when the mirror point is below 100 km at that is low altitude. The next figure shows the ionosphere, which is the height region of the Earth atmosphere, where it extends from 60 km to 1000 km, and it is get affected by solar radiation. It is composed of mesosphere, thermosphere, and partly exosphere. There are other main layers, that is D, E, and F layer. So the coupling between the magnetosphere and the ionosphere is a subject of interest for various authors in last few decades, which leading to an occurrence of phenomena, that is sudden increase of particle count in the inner radiation belt, which made a connection between these two regions. So energetic particle burst is to be taken as a detection tool of lightning occurrence and its impact on magnetosphere. Next slide. The major motive of my work is to study the direct and the indirect effect of lightning and one of its induced phenomena known as lightning induced electron precipitation event on lower ionosphere. The indirect effect of lightning is based on satellite observation. To examine the indirect effect of lightning, a space-based observation, that is particle burst calculation in the inner Fresnel radiation belt, has to be done during the LEP event. This follows the same calculation done by Dr. Suman Chakraborty and Dr. Sudipto Sasmol, my seniors, during the particles burst calculation related to an earthquake in 2019 published paper, Comparative Study of Charged Particle Precipitation from Van Allen Radiation Belt as observed by NOAA 15 satellite during a land earthquake and an ocean earthquake. I want to do the same calculation but for lightning event and for another earthquake happened in Kumamoto, Japan. The lightning are of two types, that is positive lightning flash and the negative lightning flash. There are other three lightning, that is CG lightning, CC lightning and intercloud lightning, that is IC. When lightning discharges electromagnetic radiation, it propagates through EIWG. During its propagation, some of its energy leaks and reach to the magnetosphere as a solar mode wave. Now this wave interact with the trapped energetic particle in the radiation belt and scattering them in the pitch angle. The electrons which are in the loss cone precipitate into the atmosphere and causing the secondary ionization. Next slide is the space-based observation of the lightning-induced effect. I have mainly used the NOAA 15 satellite MEPET data, which mainly measured the energetic electrons above the 30 kiloelectron volt ranges. Here is the methodology. I have chosen April 2016 whole month data for electron count rate from the NOAA 15 satellite and indicated PB between L and the B ranges, which are shown in this slide. And the radiation belt particles are highly influenced by the solar geometric activity. So by taking the AP and SID value, I have eliminated the geometric activity from the radiation belt particles. And the AP data are downloaded from the World Data Center of Geomagnetism, Kyoto. This is the PP computation process. Firstly, I have indicated the 8-second average of the count rate data, then exclude the South Atlantic anomaly part by the condition B greater than 22 microtesla and L is equal to 2.2. Then I form a three-dimensional matrix of L, alpha, beta values, and I have set a level of 4 sigma, and which are above the 4 sigma level is mainly the particle burst, and the below the 4 sigma level is mainly the normal statistical fluctuation. And I have separated out contaminated and non-contaminated PBs by considering the AP values, where the daily average AP greater than 16 and the 1/8 average of the AP greater than 25 are the solar active days, and the rest of the number PBs are for solar quiet days. These are the two results of the shear distribution, that is the 9 cells are denoted. The satellite passes 20 times in the same and getting the particle burst. It is very clear that in the B range of 20 to 25 microtesla, it get more particle count. Similarly, for April 2016 Kumamoto earthquake, it shows the number of particle counts in the B is equal to 22 to 25 microtesla, that is very high. The first figure is taken from the Chakraborty et al. 2019, and the second one is generated by me. These are the two diagram. In the right panel, the first figure shows the distribution of the average 8-second count on 16 April for 0-degree electrons with energy between 30 to 100 kiloelectron volt, and the red bars indicates the statistical fluctuation indicating the particle burst. And the lower panel of this figure is the monthly variation of the PBs for the month of April 2016 for AP greater than 16, and we are considering those days as the solar active days, and the red bars indicate the contaminated PBs, and the rest of the days are solar quiet days, for which the black bars indicates the non-contaminated PBs. This is the particle burst due to the earthquake. From the non-contaminated PBs, we have used a L filtration method, where delta L is equal to LPB minus LEQ, where PB is the particle burst which are in the L cell, and LEQ is denoting the L coordinate of the point at which the certain altitude above the earthquake epicenter at which electromagnetic radiation of seismic origin get captured in the geometric field, and for which the delta E less than 0.1 is considered to be the particle burst belonging the earthquake. and it is very clear on 16 April is the earthquake day, in which the particle counts are very high. The latter days, that is 19, 20, 24, these are due to the aftershock effect. This is the particle count due to the LEP, and from the VLF signal we have observed signal we have shown a first rise and slow exponential decay. It is mainly due to the LEP event, by this time we have calculated the particle counts, and it will show very high value of particle count in those seconds, which directly consider that these events are due to the lightning. These are my ongoing and the future works. I have started analysis on global lightning activities and their impact on global electric circuit through troposphere, ionosphere, magnetosphere coupling. I have started to emphasize the seasonal effect of lightning over the globe by much more shorter meaning of distance and magnetic value. The Earth Network Total Lightning Detector Mini Weather Station TLDWS and the WWLN are being used to validate the output from satellite observation, and we will be using this data for more location over India and the other VLF network in Japan. Here is the references of my talk, and I would like to acknowledge the COSPA Scientific Assembly, the NOAA 15 satellite, for giving me the data for my work, and I would like to thanks my funding agency DST Inspire, and for not last but not the least, I would like to thanks Atmospheric Science Department ICSP lab members, my supervisor Dr. Sudipto Shashmal, my senior Sojan Ghosh and Subroto Kundu, and one of my junior Sagardeep Bishwas. Thank you for your kind attention.